The crimson warning lights bathed the bridge of the Galactic Council vessel Harmony's Edge in an ominous glow. Commander Zixthala's four eyes darted between the tactical displays, each one showing the same terrifying reality. Their fleet was losing. "Sir, the Vraktar Armada has broken through our outer defenses," reported Lieutenant Neha, her human features tense with concentration as she monitored the communications array. Despite being one of the few humans serving in the Galactic Council's forces, she had earned her position through exceptional skill and dedication. "They're advancing on the civilian evacuation ships. The Vraktar were a plague upon the galaxy, a species of crystalline warriors who consumed entire worlds, leaving nothing but barren husks in their wake. For 3 standard years they had swept through the outer rim territories, and now they threatened the core worlds themselves." Commander Zixthala's chitinous mandibles clicked in frustration. The reptilian sectai had led many battles, but never against an enemy so ruthlessly efficient. "Status of the evacuation fleet? 70% of civilians are still aboard the transports," Neha replied, her fingers flying across the holographic interface. "At current speeds, the Vraktar will intercept them in 43 minutes. On the tactical display, the enemy fleet looked like a swarm of angry hornets, thousands of crystalline ships that glowed with an inner fire, each one capable of reducing a moon to cosmic dust. The Council's forces, despite their advanced technology and superior tactics, were simply outnumbered 10 to 1. "Sir," came another voice from across the bridge. Communications Officer Adnan, another human, had been monitoring long-range channels throughout the battle. His dark eyes met the commander's gaze with grim determination. "I'm picking up something strange on the deep space frequencies." "Define strange, Officer Adnan," Zixthala clicked. Adnan's brow furrowed as he adjusted his headset. "It's a transmission from the Sol system, Earth. The signal is old, very old. At least 200 standard years, maybe more." Neha looked up from her station, confused. "That's impossible. Earth was classified as a primitive world until 50 years ago. They barely had spaceflight." "I know what I'm reading," Adnan insisted, his voice carrying the confidence of someone who had never been wrong about communications. "The transmission is automated and it's been broadcasting continuously. But here's the strange part. It's not directed at anyone. It's just announcing something to anyone who might be listening." The commander's attention was torn between the approaching Vraktar fleet and this mysterious development. "What does it say?" Adnan's face went pale as he translated the ancient human language. "It's a warning. It says, 'To any hostile force that threatens Earth or her allies, know that humanity remembers its children no matter how far they travel or how long they've been gone. We are coming.'" The bridge fell silent except for the hum of failing shields and distant explosions. Neha felt a chill run down her spine. She had left Earth decades ago to join the Galactic Council, as had Adnan. They were among the first humans to venture beyond their solar system, pioneers in a galaxy that had barely acknowledged their species existed. "Sir?" Neha's voice was barely above a whisper. "That message, it was sent before humans knew about the rest of the galaxy, before they knew we existed out here." Suddenly the tactical display erupted in new contacts, thousands of them, appearing at the edge of the system as if materializing from nothing. The sensors screamed warnings as they tried to process the incoming data. "What in the void?" Commander Zixthala began, but the words died in his throat. The new arrivals were ships unlike anything in the galactic databases. They were elegant yet predatory, sleek metal constructions that seemed to bend light around their hulls. Each vessel was massive, easily dwarfing the largest Council dreadnoughts, and they moved with a fluid grace that defied conventional physics. "Sir," Adnan's voice cracked with emotion, "I'm receiving a transmission from the lead vessel. It's in perfect galactic standard." "Put it through," Zixthala ordered. A voice filled the bridge, calm, measured, but carrying an undertone of barely controlled fury. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Fleet. We received word that our people were in danger." "We've come to collect them," Neha gasped. "Humans. They followed us. Across 200 light years and 2 centuries, they followed us." The human fleet moved with terrifying precision. They didn't charge into battle like warriors or maneuver like tacticians. They hunted like apex predators. The Vraktar, who had never known fear, suddenly found themselves facing an enemy that fought with cold, calculated violence. How many ships? Commander Zixthala asked, his voice barely steady. Sensors are having difficulty getting an accurate count, Adnan reported. The human vessels are using some kind of stealth technology. Best estimate, at least 10,000 vessels, sir, possibly more. The battle lasted exactly 17 minutes. The Vraktar, who had conquered dozens of worlds and destroyed entire civilizations, were systematically annihilated. The human ships moved like choreographed death, their weapons reducing crystalline hulls to stellar dust with surgical precision. When the last Vraktar vessel exploded in a brilliant flash of light, the human fleet formed a protective perimeter around the evacuation ships. Admiral Chen's voice came through the communications again. Lieutenant Neha, Communications Officer Adnan, this is Admiral Chen. Are you ready to come home? As Neha wiped tears from her eyes and Adnan struggled to find his voice, Commander Zixthala finally understood what the rest of the galaxy was only beginning to learn. Humanity had spent 2 centuries preparing for this moment. They had watched, they had waited, and they had built a war machine that could make the cosmos tremble. They had done it all for 2 reasons that now seemed to define their entire species. They never abandoned their own, and they never forgot who had threatened them. The galaxy would never be the same.